jumbled up from Thanks, Abby. We have a lot of information to share, jumbled up over a lot of trainings that I've been taking over the past few weeks. I've been hopping on some of the power hours, and just to reflect, if you guys aren't familiar or forgot, the Slay Squad has power hours 1 to 3 times a day, Monday through Saturday. There's a 9 a.m. session, and this is Eastern time. There's all the time zones are printed there as well, but I'm just doing Eastern Standard Time because that's what I am in. So 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 p.m., and then 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So 1 p.m. is usually the power hour that I hop on. But this week I was like super motivated, and at the end of the month, pouring into my goals. So I was like doubling up when I could, doing the 9 a.m. and the 1 p.m. So have a lot of information from those, as well as I'm a member of Growth Day, and the what was yesterday? First Monday of every month, Brendan goes live and does a workshop. And so took a lot of notes and nuggets from that I wanted to share. And yeah, just go right into it. And I hope these tools are helpful for you guys. And so the first one that I wanted to share that I think is really helpful, especially for today's topic, is there was a power hour that I went on. I think she recorded it. It's probably in the Slay Squad, but it was from Holly Hillier, and she does the power hour the first Monday morning of every month to start your Monday off strong. And since it was just yesterday, I was like, this is great to bring to Team Call because it's just one day different. So all of the information is still super valid that we can use. And she's big, as Carla mentioned on the last team call we had. Carla, you went over her podcast and her structure. She's really, really big on having structure and content plans and having a system to be able to promote with. And so she breaks the month up into 4 weeks. And so this week would be figuring out, again, just really looking at what are you promoting, and each week promoting something specifically different. And she explained it like she's doing this group for the whole month. And this week is her prep week. So all week she's just promoting her prep week. Now, for me, what I had shifted this week to, and I'm just going to go through my plan that I looked at, is we have that bike promotion sale going on right now. And the bike is a huge, I mean, it's an amazing feature that we have, huge commission if you get that. And it's just a giant, like, chunk of mood boosting cash that you get for sharing and selling this bike. So it's something that I really promote, especially having one. And the bike sale, I think, ends like the 8th. So it's really only this week. So for me, that's super important that that's this week's focus for me is the bike sale. So week 1 of April for me is bike sale. Week 2 is dig deeper. And that goes back to the power of the program that I'm really pouring into. And I'm having a lot of success inviting and having people join me in my dig deeper process. Week 3 is the business opportunity. And week 4 is dig deeper again, and the dig deeper of inviting to another challenge group for next month. And so that's my 4 week content plan. And it gives me a basis of, yes, every day I'm sprinkling in that I'm using my Energize, or that, yes, I'm going to talk about the business every single day, but the things I'm promoting, the things that I'm inviting to, are those. And that leads me to the content plan. And please put in the chat if you need me to slow down or repeat anything, because I'm just fired up, and I have like all of this for me adds on to each other and just builds. So having the content plan, and then on the national wake up call, which they talked about. So I listened to Holly at 9 and then the national wake up call at 11 on Monday. And so they just piled. And on the national wake up call, if anyone heard about it or watched it, did anyone? Yeah, Crane, you did. So she named, and I think I took them all down, 8 steps for really promoting, and she was the business. And, but for me, I loved the posting schedule she had, and I think it really builds on top of this content plan. So the first one for her of these 8 action items is purposefully prospecting. So finding 3 people to connect to and follow each day. And what blew my mind is because when I'm focusing on these power hours to following, engage with new people, it's like, how many people can you do in 5 minutes? Which it ends up being like a lot if you put a timer on and follow people. But she just said that 3 people daily is 100 people a month. So if you just follow and connect purposefully with 3 people a day, that's engaging with 100 new people a month, which was like a huge eye opening to me. And so then if you add on to the 3 people, truly the small things. So those 3 people that you started connecting to, and then you invite 3 potential partners daily. That was number 2. Then number 3 is talk about your business and building your business on your social media. And so that was literally, she said, like, get your phone and talk on your stories, which some of us do really great at. Some of us could do more. Some fall off. I know Brittany just discovered captions this week, which blew my mind. But I'm proud of you, Brittany, for discovering captions. Yes. And so it's that stuff. And that's why we talk about this on our team call, is stuff we take for granted and that other people might still be learning and or re-implementing or reimagining. Yes, girl, I love you, Brie. Hey. And love it. So then once we talk about our business using captions, then weekly make a static post about it. So this is not posting every day, but a static post about your business. And my post was yesterday on April Fool's. That scared the crap out of half of you and brought me so much evil joy. Really proud of myself because usually I suck at April Fools. So that was a great one. But yes, so that's my weekly business post. And then going on to your other content. And then number 5 is the last day of the month. Go live in your bod group or the Elevate Gym and talk about the business. And so this is something that I am going to be more intentional about, and you will see me start going live more in the Elevate Gym and our bod groups. And I actually did it the last day of the month, and then I went live in both the bod group that we all share, as well as my personal dig deeper one yesterday and talked about the mindset. But specifically, if we're going live and talking about the business opportunity in our challenge groups, that's another invite. It's planting the seeds to our challengers that this is an opportunity and this is how it changed our lives, and just going in and saying of this is one thing about the business that changed our life. And I think the next one, number 6, was posting the monthly info session. And so for us, we used to do like those sip and shares and Zoom calls. If some of you were on them, some weren't, but we used to do a Zoom call educating people about the business opportunity, educating potential partners. Um, and I think instead of doing that, because I don't know, at least for me personally, that that's something that I would want to pour energy back into right now. But instead of doing that, being very intentional of once a month, me going live or all of us going live in the group and sharing how the business opportunity changed our life and just having that be a routine thing that we go into our challenge groups, I think that would be huge and so impactful and reaching the people that are already doing it. So that's something that I'm committing to, and I would love for you all to commit to doing that as well. And it doesn't have to be some structured, like, okay, I'm going to go at 11 o'clock and you go at 3 o'clock. It's just when you feel fired up about it, go in there and share. And so that's one that I kind of meshed her 5 and 6 together for me that works kind of what feels authentic in my business right now. And then number 7 is a monthly invite to all your potential, your current customers, your clients to become partners. And then number 8 is get on the phone and meet in person and have that human connection. And so for me, even just I'm actually having more success with my warm market recently than I am with cold market. I'm having success with cold market, but especially people that know me and are seeing my transformations from Dig Deeper. And so they're people locally. I'm about to set up really like a workout in person. Let's all hang out and do Dig Deeper in person together. And I met, I think I shared with some of you on the Slay Squad call last week, a woman that's in my town who's also a partner. We're hanging out tomorrow, getting our kids together and working on the business. We're going to a trampoline park, meeting for the first time and connecting and getting the kids together. And I think that's freaking awesome. So for me, it's less about like getting on the phone and being like, hey, we connected on Instagram, let's talk. But for me, it's more pouring into how can I bring more human connection into this? Because I think people want that right now after being virtual for so long, wanting something that's a little bit more personal. So it's not going to always work that way, but when there are times that we can do that, finding ways to incorporate that. So I, of course, there's these 8 steps and make it what it feels like for you, what it works in your business. So this is how I identified and really took what I heard on Holly's call and the wake up call and made it fit for what I'm doing. And I hope that in my super excited, tired energy, you are finding ways that you can also navigate and add some of these to make it fit for you as well. So, because I just ran through that, I want to go through slowly and just read through the steps if any of you want to go back and take notes. So, again, back with Holly's thing, it's just create a weekly marketing plan of what are you inviting to. And starting off with a possible first week of a prep week, or for me, I'm doing the bike sale. And then tell a story when you're inviting that I've been the mom who's struggled. I've been the tired, depressed, burnt out person, and this is how this helped me. So, doing 4 weeks of that, and then the 8 action items from the National Wake Up Call. Number 1 is purposefully prospecting, finding 3 people and following them daily. Number 2 is inviting 3 potential partners daily. Number 3, talking about the business and on your social media, physically talking about it. Number 4, weekly, make a static post about the business. Number 5, the last day of the month, go live in your challenge groups talking about the business opportunity and how it changed your life specifically. Not just, hey, if you knew we had this awesome partner opportunity, but no, going in and saying, this is why I did this. This is how it changed my life. Or this is how I dream of it changing my life. Or this is how it changed somebody else's life. It doesn't even have to be your story. If you haven't had that yet, use somebody else's story. Use my story. Use Abby's story. Use Holly Hillier's story. Use Erin, whatever her name is, story. Hopkins. Erin Hopkins. I'm tired. But okay, so that was number 5. Number 6 is post a monthly info session, which again, I think I combined those two, 5 and 6, of talking. Oh, hi, Bellamy. Good night. I love you. Say hi to everybody. Hi. All right. And then number 7 is a monthly invite to all clients and customers to become a partner. And number 8 is get on the phone and meet in person and have a human connection. Stephen, can you shut the door, please? Thank you. All right. And then, so that is that. How is everyone feeling? I would love to hear it in the chat. And then I'm going to dive into some other stuff, really what Brendon Burchard said yesterday. And while you are processing this, putting stuff in the chat if you feel so, then one thing that one of the women who is on one of the Slay Squad calls that I listen to, and I'm trying to find her name, but I really can't, and that's okay. Shane Mason. Shane Mason is a top partner, and I do a lot of team calls with her. She does like every other Friday or something. And she does one very specific that it's step by step, and she always emphasizes do not skip anything. Do not skip a step. Do not sign off this call before completing all the tasks. Whatever it is, even if you did it earlier, do it again. Do not skip it. So when you're in a working session, do not skip things. And that's something that's really helped me of like, oh, I've talked on my story earlier about the business, so I'm not going to do it now. Or I really don't want to invite because I don't have anybody to invite, so I'll skip that one. Don't skip it. Figure it out. And let's see, Abby said, I love this. I also heard something else that was saying you could do a separate Facebook group and share an opportunity on there once a month. And this could be a non-extra step if non-customers are showing interest that I'm looking. Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like we have enough Facebook pages that we've gone live. If there's one that's still relevant, we could even just send them there and not reinvent the wheel. Or if we have new energy and new thoughts and new motivations, we could do that. But just trying to save us because things are so crazy instead of having to do a lot of that. But yeah, maybe just creating a Facebook page specifically and then doing it a one-time thing and having people go there. So the next ones that I want to emphasize, and this I want everybody to engage in the chat, is something that Brendon Burchard, and this will be the last thing, by the way. So, this is a jam packed call. That's a lot of information, but I'm trying to keep it like 35 minutes, and that's my goal. So, we're at 8:20 and I'm sticking to it. So Brendon Burchard's call had a lot of stuff. And he was talking about, especially when we talk about inviting and connecting with people, that finding out what people's meaning is of something up front is so important. So, for instance, what does wellness mean to you? Put it in the chat. What's your definition of wellness? Perfect. And I saw Brittany, at least you typing. So I was giving a moment to get all the thoughts out. Thank you guys for showing up. And so I want to read that out of the one definition of wellness, we have feeling good mentally and physically, longevity, feeling good in my body and every day not getting sick often, a person's overall physical and emotional feeling state, feeling good mentally and healthy, having the best quality of life. That could be working out or normal activities or daily living, but doing it pain free, doing it with confidence, having the mental strength to be present with my kids, filling my cup, having a healthy relationship with my hubby, and being healthy and mentally and physically. So, with that, all of those amazing definitions of wellness, all of them are correct, but they're all different, right? So we all have our own definition of what something means to us. And like Corrine mentioned, pain. Brittany mentioned kids. Not everybody who thinks about wellness has pain, or not everybody who thinks about wellness has kids or is including their kids in their wellness. Or longevity. I don't Longevity was just in one definition versus, and then what does longevity mean? Is longevity in being able to work until you're 65? Does longevity mean keeping up with your kids? Does longevity, so really breaking down those definitions. And so Brendon even went so far as, what does connected mean to you? What does spirituality, happiness, what does happiness look like for you? What does fitness look like for you? And having your ideal customer define what their wellness, fitness, if they want to say, I want to be healthy, what does that mean to them? Because our version of healthy, again, healthy might be having the mental and physical strength to be present with your kids, but they don't have kids. Healthy might be pain free, but they're not suffering from pain. Healthy might be, Carla, your husband, not suffering from the autoimmune disease. But with a lot of people, they don't even, health looks so different. So having to really get down to those definitions, I think was so critical for me, and really asking more questions and getting clarity, because he said, define what that means. People's definition gives clarity on their values, which is the next part of it. So the people that mentioned kids in part of their wellness, that's their values. Not having pain is a value of somebody. Longevity, Corrine, is one of your values. But we need to know what people value. If people are valuing different parts of their life, what does spirituality mean for you? And then what does that point to your values, right? So beating that in, because I think it was really important, at least for me, to hear that and connect to that. And then the next ones I'll kind of go over a little bit briefer. And these ones I have notes in my phone because I was taking notes in the Growth Day app. So finding people's meaning upfront and getting clarity on their values. And then he has this acronym, and the acronym is DOORS, DOORS. And the D in DOORS stands for define. And define is exactly that, of finding people's meaning up front. Define what that means to you, getting clarity. So the D for doors is define. The first O is outcomes. So if people want to say, like, I want to be physically fit, well, what is the outcome for you of being physically fit? And so he even said the outcome, if for him in particular, is that he wanted to run a mile in 8 minutes or less. Or for me, being physically fit and my goal is to do 10 push-ups easily, fully, not dropping to the modification. Define what the outcomes are for you. And so when people say, I want to lose the baby weight, okay, what does that look like for you? What does that feel like for you? How will you know when you get there? The obstacles is the next O. And this is something that he talks about a lot when people are identifying their goals, is that people don't talk about what obstacles. They say, these are my goals and these are how I'm going to get there, but they don't identify what is getting in the way. And then what really was like the mic drop moment for me is, if you can't identify your obstacles, your vision isn't clear enough. And that was huge for me, that if you can't see what's inhibiting you from getting to your goals, your vision of what you want isn't clear enough because you don't have the steps to get there. And so I look at that, and again, I think of my obstacles for my like business goals, right? I can see those very clearly. Obstacles for my fitness goals would be not dialing in my nutrition as much as I want to. Part of Dig Deeper is this thing called Steady State, which is cardio, and the workouts are so freaking hard as they are that I can't even imagine doing cardio afterwards, but that's an obstacle for me. If I would just get over it and do the steady state, like Shaun T says in every single video that we have to do steady state, I would have gotten the most pristine results. I know I would have, as well as dialing in my nutrition. But that's an obstacle for me, is I just cannot get myself to do that cardio after these workouts. But being clear on it, right? And so you know your goals. And if you can't figure out your obstacles, your vision isn't clear enough. The R in doors is routines. And again, that's all successful people have routines. What's your morning routine? What's your workout routine? What's your nutrition routine? What's your family's routine? Get a routine. The S is socialization. And that's really connecting with other people, being in these communities like bod groups, like our team call, connecting with people that are doing the same thing that you are, or that you can lean on and that can keep you accountable. So I want all of you to kick my butt into gear and tell me to do the dang steady state tomorrow. But really, so that's the socialization part of this, is getting people that you know will keep you accountable, will show up for you. And then the final thing is all about just momentum. And I'll end with what I tell my clients a lot is the Newton's law of an object in motion stays in motion. And you have to start doing something to get that momentum. And that's what he was really driving on. So all of this is, we just need momentum and doing the thing and getting excited. And I can honestly say, since last month, I did hit my goals. Towards the end of my month, I helped people. I have been getting momentum from Dig Deeper. It's just snowballing. And I hope you can feel that from me, even though I've had like the longest day of my life, that I feel like this momentum is giving my business the energy to just keep going and to keep growing. And so an object in motion stays in motion. And so don't skip anything from what Shane Mason says. And I hear her voice, and I think that was so helpful for me too. But yeah, all of this, I think, so again, it was like a hodgepodge of trainings that I had, but I hope it meshed as well as I feel like it did in my head. And anyway, that is that. And I will throw it over to anybody else that has any thoughts, feelings, or content or housekeeping. And I made 8:32.
Hey, I think this was awesome. It was, well, I needed like the momentum to get back in. And I love that you said, like, it's just like something in motion stays in motion. And I think we always forget, like, with our fitness routine, we're really good at it, but it's the same thing with our business. And it does keep building. And I think you're really good proof of it because you just keep going. And then more relationships are building and more people say yes and more people want to do the business and it's just like snowballing. And honestly, just doing the small little things like the three people will give you that effect. And I think that's the best part about this business. You could be having all the things to do, it could be craziness, but if you could take 5 minutes and do one thing and then maybe halfway through the day another thing, like you will see growth. It's just not, you can't stop, you have to keep going. And I can feel your energy. Even though you said you feel exhausted, you did awesome. Like, I don't feel like you didn't show it. I wouldn't know you were exhausted if you didn't say it.
Well, thank you. And yes, it really is. And I can honestly say a lot of the power hours are those little tasks. It's not a whole bunch of like inviting to the business opportunity. It's following people. And they even say like, okay, go to Facebook and scroll through the stories and just like people's stories, and those actions, but intentional actions of engaging with people, all of that matters. And I've even connected with like Steven's family now that's been like stalking my page because I post about Bellamy all the time. And I just decided to message this one person, not about the business, but just like, I can't wait to connect with you in person. And I wouldn't have done even that if it wasn't for this business and now growing. And she does watch my stories every day. So do I think this family member is probably going to join me eventually? Yes. Am I going to pressure it? No. But I'm just showing up and doing my thing. So I think it's all huge. I highly recommend these power hours. They record a handful, they don't record some, but they're really good if you ever have time. And they do have some on Fridays and Saturdays too. Sundays is a day off for everybody, which is reasonable. Um, and then, yeah, for just housekeeping stuff, we do have that bike sale that I am promoting. Body has a lot of great graphics they posted about. And then Abby posted in the Team Phoenix Facebook page about like a 3-day refresh sale that they have going on and something else. And then, of course, we always have our $20 off promo code for Total Solution packages if anybody needs it. And then also, if you're in the Elevate Gym, I've been posting a lot about my new certification with now I am a mental health and nutrition specialist, a certified mental health and nutrition specialist. And I'm learning all about different nutrients and supplements and deficiencies that could be affecting different mental health diagnoses or could be causing it or attributing to it or even just physical health conditions. And with that, I learned so much information and I did compare it objectively to our supplements. And it was right before Easter, and I felt like a horrible person, like eating all the Easter candy and the gummies that I was giving to Bellamy. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to kill him with jelly beans after taking this. But anyway, I looked at all the things and it's so amazing what we have in our nutrition and our supplements to the point where I did end up buying First Thing. And as much as it's disgusting, I know that it's going to be so good for me. Yeah. So I have so much information. I'm posting it on there. And if you guys want to look or learn more, I'm happy to share as I'm learning. But it's pretty exciting and it just makes me even more passionate about what products and programs we have because of obviously the science behind it, but now I have the personal data to back it as well, which is pretty cool.
I will say it's taken me a while, but it's the taste isn't as bad as it used to be. Go lay down, baby.
I
But
actually
yeah.
told myself that in my head. I
Okay.
said, Brittany drinks it perfectly fine now, so maybe it's something you just get used to.
Yeah, after a while, there's some days that I'm just like I'm like, oh, this is terrible. So I always keep like a little like my water bottle. But then there's times I'm like, oh, this isn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be this morning. It's not horrible. Yeah. But let me it really does help in like stress defense. It's super helpful with that because things have transitioned in the last like 2 weeks. I'm like, will you guys stop it? Oh, I got roped into bedtime tonight, even though it wasn't supposed to be my job. So it's been yeah. But yeah, no, things have been changing around at my work like over the last 2 weeks, and so it's definitely helped with stress defense and the fact that I'm still able to like stay awake till 9 p.m. Okay, come on, go lay down. Just go away. Um, it really is helpful. I don't know what you're doing right now, but yeah. So, but yeah. So happy it's spring break over here. But yeah. Oh, I was gonna ask really quick. How long? So I'm been debating the last few days on growth day because I'm almost done with the personal development in body, which I love those. But like, how long are like the things with growth day?
Every day is very different, but most days are very short, like 5 or 10 minutes. I'm pulling it up. Today was 13 minutes, and that's the daily fire that comes up. And then of course there's all these different trainings and programs that are hours long or multiple days long that you can watch and do at your own pace. But the daily fire primarily is about like 10 to 13 minutes and I highly recommend it.
Yeah, I've been like debating about it, but I wanted to get through like the body stuff first. And like as the stuff comes up, like Monday Fire and different things, like I do listen to those ones, like to kind of break it up. But I'm like, it's getting to the end, so I need to make a decision. And I like the fact of how everything is like laid out with Growth Day. Like that's what I've heard versus having to search through podcasts. So I was like, I'm like, let me look into this one.
I completely agree and would love to chat more all about what I think. So, yes, but otherwise, that is all I have. if anybody doesn't have anything else, Abby, officially congratulations. I know we've been talking, but this is the first time I see you live on a video. And baby is so adorable and you are fantastic. Oh my goodness. Oh,
He's the smallest thing.
why didn't you tell me to lower my voice? What is wrong with
Oh,
you?
he sleeps through everything. Like
Oh
Brady yelling. Here's his little legs. They're so tiny. You forget how little they are.
oh my gosh.
Like this
So
is my
stinking
hand.
cute. I love it.
So, yes, he's doing great. But
Good.
thank you all. We're excited.
Congratulations.
We got some 4-hour stretches of sleep, which is insane. Yes, they have to sleep through loud noises.
Well, good. And yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful evening.
Thank you. And thanks for sharing. You did awesome. You pumped me up. See you guys.
Bye.